Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Quanmin, Make a Toy, and the World Benome Chaos. Chapter 21. Lin Ming's expression moved slightly, and then he suddenly raised the fishing rod. A dark stone covered with silver threads was fished up. Just the meteorite that Lin Ming wanted. Finally shipped. Lin Ming smiled happily, put away the meteorite, and lowered the swing again. The next goal is the Feather of Time. As long as he gathers together the meteorite and the Feather of Time, he can create the Time Star Necklace, the holy object he wants, and increase the growth rate of the Golden Horn by dozens of times. But then, Lin Ming was disappointed. Although all kinds of treasures are still being caught continuously. But none of them had the Feather of Time that he wanted. Looking at the time I can stay in the world fishing ground is close to the limit. Everything in the turbulent void is random. Not today, and probably not tomorrow. It doesn't make much sense to stay another day. But no matter what, it was enough to get meteorites and so many valuable treasures. With this in mind, Lin Ming didn't stay any longer, talked to Wang Nian who had just made friends, and put all the treasures into the inventory, ready to leave. Under the admiration of everyone, Lin Ming's figure stepped through the portal and disappeared into the world fishing ground. But because of his appearance, the turmoil caused by it has only just begun. Whether it's Lin Ming's mere level 1 professional level, or the miraculous fishing skills, or the pile of treasures, and the matter of forming a year-end friendship with Zhou Feng, the Lord of the Seven Cities, they all left a deep impression on everyone. Soon, this information spread instantly throughout the professional world in the form of an anecdote. Not long after, everyone knew that there was a professional with a level of only 1, relying on his superb fishing skills, not only harvested treasures worth nearly tens of billions in the world's fishing grounds, but also formed an alliance with Zhou Feng, the Lord of the Seventh City. Forget the new year. It can be said to reach the sky in one step. When the news came, there was an uproar. All the outsiders are envious of the super luck of this level 1 mysterious person, who reached the pinnacle of life by fishing. At the same time, they were also popularized the relatively unpopular concept of the world's fishing grounds, and everyone was eager to try it for a while. A level 1 professional can make billions of dollars from that fishing ground, so I should be able to do it too. For a time, the business of the world fishery was booming, and the number of people increased by an unknown number of times. Even the admission fee of up to 100 million yuan didn't stop many people. Many people wanted to get rich overnight and go bankrupt. Of course, the final ending is often not very good, and many people really go bankrupt because of this, and they are in pain. But in the circle of fishing bigwigs who are already familiar with the world's fishing grounds, there is another style of painting. Everyone is guessing, which boss is so awesome, who can hold the worst fishing rod in the world's fishing grounds and achieve the best record. At the same time, they are regretting in their hearts. Why were they not there? You know, the boss at that time came to teach for free. Those who were listening in at the beginning had more or less improved fishing skills. For a moment, everyone gritted their teeth enviously. On the other hand, Lin Ming also saw various rumors on the internet. But he didn't take it to heart. Back then when he turned himself into Potion Master Ming and sold potions, he made more disturbances than he does now. He is now preoccupied with how to find the last missing material, the Feather of Time. The world fishing ground didn't get it, so in the end, they could only hope to find some clues on the internet. After searching for a long time again, there was no clue. In desperation, Lin Ming had to use the last resort. Open a reward. If someone can provide the Feather of Time, all kinds of treasures worth nearly tens of billions he obtained from the world's fishing grounds will be given along. If someone can provide the whereabouts of the Feather of Time, then you can choose one of these treasures. To be on the safe side, he specially added the specific appearance and details of the Feather of Time, just to be sure. As soon as Lin Ming's reward was issued, it immediately attracted the attention of professionals. Without him, the reward is too tempting. As long as you can provide Lao Shizi's Feather of Time and various treasures worth nearly tens of billions, you can get them all. Where can I find such a good thing? Soon, Lin Ming's private messages became lively. Everyone rummaged through boxes and cabinets, found something similar to Lin Ming's description, and submitted it to Lin Ming for inspection, hoping that the lucky one would be him. But the final result disappointed Lin Ming and them. Submissions were rejected one by one. Lin Ming is so angry and funny, It's fine to take out a feather-like treasure, and some people even took out an ordinary feather and pretended to claim it. Do you think he is a fool? After some inspection, still nothing was found. Just when Lin Ming was already a little frustrated and wanted to give up and find another way, a private message caught his attention. I don't have that feather of time, but I know who has it. Can this news be exchanged for a treasure? As long as the news is true, it's fine. Lin Ming replied without hesitation. The person on the opposite side immediately gave a message. Sword Master of the Wind, I was lucky enough to visit his treasure house once, and it does have the kind of magical treasure you mentioned. It is said that the Sword Master of the Wind recovered it from a fisherman from a world fishing ground at a high price. Lin Ming suddenly realized that he had found out before that the Feather of Time had appeared in the world fishing ground, but he never found out where it was. It turned out that it was taken away by this saint-level powerhouse, the Sword Master of the Wind. Thank you. Once the authenticity of the information is confirmed, I will fulfill the contract. Lin Ming simply replied, and began to search for information about the juggernaut of Hefeng, hoping to get in touch with him. But the more he inquired, the colder his heart became. The saint-level powerhouse, as a top powerhouse who transcends the world, has a bit of a temper, which everyone can understand. But this Sword Master of the Wind, among the saint-level powerhouses, is also known for his eccentric temper. He wholeheartedly pursues the ultimate kendo, has a bad temper, and rarely communicates with the outside world. Moreover, he is often in a state of retreat and cultivation. In this state, ordinary people would never even think of contacting him. It was a coincidence that at this time, the Sword Master of the Wind had just entered the retreat and penance, and could not be contacted at all. According to the information obtained by Lin Ming, the Sword Master of the Wind retreats for as little as half a year and as long as 3 years. If this is the case, Lin Ming's only clue to get the Feather of Time will be cut off now. Wait another 3 years. Lin Ming can't wait. Just when Lin Ming was worrying about how to get the eccentric Wind Sword Master out, suddenly, a message popped up at the top of the message page. This is a world broadcast. Who is so rich to broadcast world broadcasts? Lin Ming, who didn't even realize that he was already worth tens of billions, complained. He clicked on it, only to be surprised to find that this global broadcast was not made by a private person, but a mass broadcast by Gaia Consciousness. The purpose is to celebrate the birth of another saint-level powerhouse. Lin Ming suddenly remembered that holy-level professionals are the mainstay in the War of Planes. So in the face of such a strong person, Gaia's consciousness is also full of various benefits. The sanctuary powerhouses are already considered to be the top-level powerhouses of the Blue Star Plane, and the birth of each sanctuary powerhouse means that the combat effectiveness of the Blue Star Plane has been improved. Therefore, the heart of the world controlled by Gaia's will announce the birth of every sanctuary powerhouse to the entire world, which is also a unique honor for sanctuary powerhouses. And as long as someone can become a saint, a world broadcast will be triggered, and the whole world will celebrate. As for the legend and immortality going up further, the reaction of Gaia's consciousness will only become stronger. Congratulations to the King of Berserk, Lei Ming, for being promoted to a holy powerhouse. At the same time, in the World Chat channel, some important figures appeared with their real names and congratulated Lei Ming. Lord Tianlei, congratulations brother Lei Ming, from today onwards, you will change your name to Lord Quangjin. Heavenly Illusionary Venerable, congratulations. Lord Lai Yan, congratulations, remember to come and drink with me to celebrate. The birth of a new saint-level powerhouse is indeed a major event. Many well-known figures have appeared on the chat channel to congratulate Lei Ming. At this time, Lei Ming also appeared on the chat channel, but his attitude was very humble in the face of congratulations coming from all directions. You guys are very polite. In fact, the successful breakthrough this time has nothing to do with my efforts. Once again, I would like to thank a master. If the master or the little brother who sold me the stone sculpture sees my message, please contact me. I will make up the difference and hold a banquet to thank you. What master stone carving? Please tell me about it, brother Lei Ming. Tianlei Shengjun asked repeatedly. Others also echoed, obviously very curious about the stone sculpture and the master that Lei Ming was talking about. Is such that Lei Ming didn't hide anything, and immediately told about the adventure that happened to him before. That day, when I was wandering around, I bought 9 stone sculptures from a young man and spent 5 million. Don't think it's expensive, in fact, I took advantage of it. Among these 9 stone sculptures, each one contains a mysterious bottom-level rule of the world. It is because of my comprehension of these 9 stone sculptures that I was able to break through so quickly. Each of these 9 stone sculptures is not ordinary. According to my estimate, they cost at least $1 billion. And I spent 45 million to buy them all, and I feel really guilty. Please, that little brother, please contact me. If you can tell me the name of that master, that would be great. Such a master, his works and name should not be unknown, and should be worshipped in the sanctuary. After hearing Lei Ming's explanation, all of these saint-level powerhouses were stunned in an instant. They couldn't believe that what Lei Ming said about a stone sculpture containing the bottom rules of the world was simply a joke. At their level, if you want to make another breakthrough, the most important thing is to understand the rules of the world. Many people are trapped in the holy level all their lives, and that's why. Even many holy level professionals hide their whereabouts and turn into beggars to roam the rivers and lakes, precisely to understand more rules of the world. This is enough to show the importance of the rules of the world and how difficult it is to comprehend them. But now, Lei Ming said that there are 9 stone sculptures, which contain the rules of the world, which can help him break through to the holy level in a short time. It's incredible. Is this true? Lei Ming and we have been friends for many years, don't lie to me with this kind of thing. All the strong men became excited in an instant. Naturally, they knew very well that if what Lei Ming said was true, it would cause such a big disturbance. All king level, holy level and even legendary level powerhouses will be crazy about it. Of course it is true. It's a pity that I don't know the name of the master, and I can't see it. I only know that there should be a clear character in this master's name. Because under each stone sculpture, there is a Ming engraved. After speaking, Lei Ming didn't talk nonsense, and directly took out the 9 statues, asking Gaia's consciousness to project them in front of everyone and notarize them. Gaia consciousness granted his request. Soon, 9 lifelike statues appeared on everyone's panels. The low-level professionals looked confused. They haven't reached the threshold of comprehending the rules of the world, so naturally they can't understand the deep meaning. I just feel that these 9 statues are really lifelike and magnificent. For high-level professionals, the situation is quite different. Just seeing these 9 stone sculptures, they were refreshed. From these 9 statues, they saw almost real illusions. In the illusion, there are 9 different dragons in different shapes, some are fighting hard, some are leisurely. And the same thing is, every scale of every dragon, on the flesh and blood, contains the rules of the world. It seems that this giant dragon is made of the power of rules. Just through the projection, everyone can feel the power of the rules, and feel that their understanding of the world has reached a new level. Especially fighter professionals, the feeling is the most obvious, and the progress is the greatest. At the same time, the notarization of Gaia's consciousness is also completed. Open black lens bracket name, Dragon statue close black lens bracket. Category, strange object. Effect, it contains the power of rules, allowing warrior-type professionals to understand the rules of the world and break through the realm. Assessment, famous through the ages. With a ding, a new world announcement appeared. This time, it was released by Gaia Consciousness. It is detected that the value of the 9 statues is too precious, and they are included in the list of world wonders, and their forms are permanently archived in the list of world wonders, which can be viewed as an honor. Close black lens bracket. For a moment, the entire world channel was silent. Whether it's the mystery that I personally felt, or the announcement of Gaia's consciousness, all of them have shown how terrible and precious these 9 statues are. No wonder Lei Ming can break through to the holy level so quickly. I can do it for me. It is possible for such a precious item to be sold for tens of billions, yet it was intercepted by Lei Ming for 5 million. What shit luck. In the next second, all professionals, especially fighter professionals, went crazy. Lei Ming, for the sake of our old friend, sell it. No, lend it to me for a while. Lend me first. All of a sudden, all the high-level warrior professionals spoke frantically, some taking favors and some using benefits, all eager to get a statue from Lei Ming. Professionals from other professions looked at this scene enviously. These 9 dragon statues all contain the world rules of melee combat, which are most useful to fighter professionals, especially melee fighters. It is conceivable that soon, there will be a lot of powerful melee professionals in this world. After the frenzied scrambling, everyone soon came to their senses. There are only 9 statues, and no matter how they are divided, they are not enough. To solve the problem, the best way is to find Master Ming, or other statues left behind by him. According to Lei Ming, once the young man was sold, he would be 9 respected. There must be others left. As a result, a group of high-level professionals immediately began to shout in the World Channel. 5 billion, just ask for a statue of Master Ming. A king-level professional became ruthless, determined to go bankrupt. Who can find me a statue of Master Ming? I will be a slave for 10 years. A professional who has no money is already determined to sell himself. And soon, professionals from other departments also reacted. These 9 stone sculptures are obviously a series, specially for close combat professionals. That being the case, there should be other series of statues, maybe we can use them too. Soon, other professionals also began calling out bids. Especially the legal professionals with the richest net worth, one after another became monks. It was almost as if they were desperate. On the World Chat channel, these saint-level and king-level powerhouses offered terrifying prices one after another, just to get a statue of Master Ming. This terrifying scene made all the low-level professionals dumbfounded. How valuable is this statue? What? At this time, as the instigator, Lin Ming, who was watching the theater at home, suddenly gave a voice of surprise. He saw the name of the Sword Master of the Wind appearing among the people who were asking for the price. Obviously, he, who has always pursued the ultimate sword, also woke up from the retreat in the face of such heavy news, and was willing to pay any price, just wanting to buy a statue. Lin Ming's eyes lit up. Isn't it all effortless? I was thinking about how to get the Feather of Time from you, but you delivered it yourself. He was going to call the Sword Master of the Wind. In order to increase the credibility, Lin Ming also activated the Great Potion Master Ming again, this vest. Soon, such a sentence appeared in the World Chat channel. At Feng Jijian Shang, are you serious? For a moment, the World Channel fell silent again. Everyone looked at the ID of the person who said this, and was shocked speechless for a moment. That person's name is only one word. Bright. He was listed as a Great Potion Master of special concern by an unknown number of people, Ming. The Great Potion Master who dismisses the humbleness of Lai Yanzun, Ming. He actually made a sound at this time. Also at Feng Jijian Shang. Before anyone could recover, more important words appeared. Ming. At Feng Jijian Shang, give me the Feather of Time, and I'll customize a statue for you. As soon as these words came out, everyone couldn't help opening their mouths. The meaning revealed in this sentence, just a little thought, can make everyone speechless in shock. The Great Potion Master Ming is the great carver who carved such a magical stone sculpture, Ming. Even though they have the same name. But as a Great Potion Master who had reached the pinnacle in the field of potions, no one connected him with such a mysterious engraving master, thinking that the two had the same name. But now, he actually admitted it himself, the two are actually one person. At the same time achieved the number 1 in 2 irrelevant fields. Is this still human? For a while, some people started to discuss, could it be that the Great Potion Master Ming came out to catch the heat? But if you think about it carefully, it's unlikely. With the indifferent temper shown by this master, is he trying to gain popularity? You take the initiative to stick your hot face over and rub his ass, but you can't even rub it. In the secret room, the Juggernaut of the Wind, who was staring at the screen closely, was also pleasantly surprised, his heart pounding. He didn't dare to keep Master Ming waiting, for fear of being cut off by others. He hurriedly asked, "Yes, Master Ming, I am willing to give everything to buy a statue. It's just that I've never heard of the Feather of Time you mentioned." Ming, it's the feather-like thing you received in the World Fishing Ground. It turned out to be it. The Sword Master of the Wind suddenly realized. At that time, he was angry with others and spent a lot of money to buy the thing of unknown origin. But after buying it, I found that I had nothing to do with it, and it had no value, so I could only throw it aside in a fit of anger. Unexpectedly, that thing was called the Feather of Time, and it was something Master Ming longed for. He immediately rummaged through the box, found the feather-like thing, and shouted to Master Ming. I found it. As long as the master is willing to keep his promise, I will give you this feather. Ming. Of course, let's sign the contract. Soon, under the gaze of countless pairs of eyes, Master Ming, the sword master of Hefeng, signed the contract. The content of the contract is that one party will give a statue that contains the rules of the world and is suitable for the sword master of the wind, and the other party will give the feather of time. Sword master of the wind. Dare to ask master, when will the transaction be completed? Ming. Wait, right away. Immediately, everyone was surprised. Such a precious thing, shouldn't it take a month or two, or even a few years, to carve it by bathing and burning incense? What the hell is that right now? But Lin Ming didn't care about that. After the contract was made, Lin Ming waved his hand excitedly in the real room. The last item of material is finally ready. He immediately went to the studio, picked up the carving knife, and picked up a piece of wood. When I carved the dragon before, I had run out of stones, so I used wood this time. Loading the profession of a god-level engraver, Lin Ming pondered for a moment, determined the theme, and immediately slashed the knife like flying, and pieces of wood flew up, as thin as onion wings. Soon, Lin Ming withdrew his hands, breathed a long sigh of relief, looked at the wood carving in front of him, and nodded in satisfaction. What appeared in front of him was a small grass. That's right, what Lin Ming carved for the sword master of the wind was a grass. After finishing, he immediately opened the chat channel, at Fengji Jian Sheng again. It's done, let's trade. So fast, really right away. For a moment, the people who are always paying attention to the world chat channel are a little unbelievable. It has only been 10 minutes since Master Ming said, immediately. This speed is not enough to eat a bowl of noodles, right? Now, even the sword master of the wind began to be suspicious. This Master Ming, didn't he come to coax him? Sword master of the wind. Master, please wait a moment, how about I inspect the goods first? Ming. As you wish. Anyway, there is a contract, and Lin Ming is not afraid that the sword master of the wind will not deliver the goods. His Gaias will really easy to mess with. Soon, through the portal, the wood carving came to the hands of the sword master of the wind. Looking at the wood carving, the sword master of the wind was a little dumbfounded. This turned out to be a grass. What the hell? Hearing his name, he knew he was a sword master. What the hell is Daojukao for himself? What kind of sword intent can there be in the grass? With deep doubts, the sword master of the wind began to comprehend. Then, he was shocked. In front of him, a magnificent scroll unfolded slowly. Between the sky and the earth, a blade of grass flutters in the wind. It looks weak, but exudes a terrifying sword intent. The blade of grass swayed slightly, and a world-shattering sword intent roared out, smashing the sky, and the sun, moon and stars in the sky collapsed together. A single blade of grass can cut through the sun, moon and stars. At this moment, the sword master of the wind was deeply shocked. Extremely large and extremely small. Humble and great. Even a grass that seems to be trampled at will has the sword intent to sever the sky and the world. Comprehending all of this, the sword master of the wind shed tears on his ancient and clumsy face. These are the tears of being shocked, but also the tears of regret. He found that in front of this grass, the way of swordsmanship that he had practiced for many years was so worthless. I only focus on the pursuit of sharpness and lethality, but forget the original purpose of the sword. That is the indomitable will that flows in every living being, and cuts everything apart. This is the real rule of the sword. Fortunately, I have been learning swords for so many years, but I went astray. Sword Master of the Wind. Thank you Master Xie Ming, I never expected that my sword cultivation for so many years would go astray. If Master Ming hadn't woken up, I wouldn't have known. I offer you the feather of time. If Master Ming is willing to come here as a guest one day, I would like to serve you personally. Seeing the speech of the Sword Master of the Wind, other high-level sword repair professionals who had been silently watching him jumped out one after another. I said, Lao Feng, you are a little too modest, are you really so magical? The name of the person who spoke was the Sword Master of Cold Wind, and he had been friends with the Sword Master of Wind for many years. Others also questioned. It's unlikely that a saint-level powerhouse who has studied swordsmanship for so many years suddenly uttered such humble words just because of a statue. You guys know shit. What is the temper of the Sword Master of the Wind? Seeing this, without further ado, Like Lei Ming, he also applied for projection and notarization. A wooden sculpture of grass appeared in front of everyone, lifelike, as if the grass blades were dancing with the wind. But there is no gentleness in this dance, but a sharp sword intent. In an instant, all the high-level professionals realized the majestic sword energy contained in this grass. In front of them, that illusion also appeared. A single blade of grass can destroy the sun, moon and stars. As for the sword cultivators, their comprehension was even more profound. They also felt the shock that the sword master of the wind felt. He also immediately understood why the sword master of the wind was so humble. This is the real way of the sword. Compared with this grass, the kendo that I and others have practiced is nothing. But before anyone had a deep understanding, the sword master of the wind swiped and took the projection back. Old Feng, you are too stingy. A group of sword cultivators began to curse. Before cursing a few words, the notarization of Gaia consciousness came. Open black lens bracket name. Wooden sword grass close black lens bracket. Category. Strange object. Effect. Contains the rules of the sword. A grass can cut the sun, the moon and the stars, helping the sword to cultivate the body and understand the rules of the sword. Assessment. Famous through the ages. Seeing this evaluation, everyone knew what would happen next. Sure enough, very soon, the world announcement issued by Gaia Consciousness came. It is detected that the value of the sword grass and wood carving is too precious, so it is included in the list of world wonders, and its form is permanently archived in the list of world wonders, which can be viewed as an honor. Close black lens bracket. Another list of world wonders. There are only 10 statues of this Master Ming that have been released so far, each of which can be included in the list of world wonders. How amazing is this? It wasn't until this moment that everyone finally completely believed in a fact. The great potion master Ming is really the great sculptor Ming. The spectators on the sidelines recalled the achievements of this master Ming since his debut, and all wanted to kneel down for a moment. I really knelt down. What kind of master Ming is this? This is clearly a Ming god. That's right, only Myojin can explain his greatness. Myojin, Myojin. At this time, the kendo masters also went crazy, and started to go crazy at Ming, praying for a new statue. But to their disappointment, after getting what they wanted, Master Ming disappeared in the world channel. No matter how many people called, there was no answer. In this regard, everyone can only smile bitterly. This master is really cold. But at this time, everyone has a little confidence in their hearts. The appearance of Mingshan this time just shows that he doesn't care about everything. He also has what he wants. That being the case, he must show up sometime. But now, everyone can only turn to beg the owners of those statues at this time, hoping to borrow one for enlightenment. And there are still some people who are not giving up at all, and are frantically searching for all clues of Master Ming, no, Mingshan, hoping to find out his true identity. But they never thought that the shock Myojin brought to them was not over yet. But in reality, seeing the slightly illusory silver feather on his hand, Lin Ming couldn't help but grin from ear to ear. He rubbed Jin Zhao's little head next to him, and said with a smile, God will not fail me. Jin Zhao, just wait, Dad will give you the whole thing in a while. Quack. With all the materials obtained, Lin Ming can finally start making the star necklace. This strange object will be the ultimate complement to his career as a dragon trainer. Soon, after a lot of fiddling, Lin Ming looked at the star-like necklace in his hand with a smile all over his face. He immediately requested a notarization to see if the necklace met his expectations. Name: Time Star Necklace. Open black lens bracket category. Relic close black lens bracket. Effect: increase the growth cycle of the dragon race by 50 times, and reduce the time required for adulthood by 50 times, and it is also effective for other top longevity beast races. Assessment: legendary sacred object, eternally fragrant. Close black lens bracket. Eternal fragrance, it should be better than eternal fame, right? Lin Ming muttered. Gaia's consciousness evaluates items based on the item itself, and there will be no specific standard. But through some descriptions, you can probably guess whether it is good or bad. Lin Ming looked at the description of the effect of the Time Star necklace, and felt very happy. As long as this necklace is worn, the growth cycle of Golden Horn will be increased by 50 times. He who originally needed 1,000 years to become an adult now only needs 20 years. And his lifespan will not be affected by it. In other words, the time of his most powerful adulthood will be 50 times longer than that of normal dragons. Ding! Just when Lin Ming was feeling happy, there was another ding in his ear. Who? Broadcast the world broadcast again. Lin Ming cursed and opened the career panel, took a closer look, and was immediately amused. Boy, it's me again. Professional. Ming. Created the holy object times star necklace. Blue star added another holy object, and its existence will be recorded in the list of holy objects. Close black lens bracket. According to the evaluation, the sacred object is a legendary sacred object, and its specific data is now announced. Close black lens bracket. Everyone who hadn't recovered from Master Ming's shock just now, looked at the effects of this sacred object and fell silent again. Suddenly, someone spoke on the World Channel, expressing everyone's aspirations. This time, the World of Warcraft sighed, I'm afraid they will go crazy. Warcraft is indeed crazy. In the deep sea where no one is forbidden, the legendary whale king of the deep sea demon whale family and the snake king of the holy snake family are talking and laughing happily. The deep sea demonic whale and the holy snake clan have been friends for many years, and they are also old friends for many years. At this time, they are chatting about the latest interesting things. Have you heard that a potion master Ming suddenly appeared on the human side recently, and he created an upgrade potion that can ignore the level? There is such a miraculous effect. The legendary whale king was surprised for a while, and then laughed again. The human race is indeed full of geniuses. However, this is also related to their weakness and fragility. Unlike us, with a lifespan of tens of millions of years, even if you don't make any efforts, as long as you grow up to adulthood, you can become the overlord. That's it. The two looked at each other and smiled, their eyes full of pride in their own race. As he spoke, he picked up a wine glass the same size as the hill and drank heavily. My lord, my lord. At this time, a herald suddenly rushed in and hurriedly reported, My lord, a sculptor has appeared in the human race. He can carve statues that contain the rules of the world. What? Both of them froze in unison, pale with shock. Even if they are naturally powerful long-lived species, their strength will naturally stop after growing to a limit. At that time, just like human beings, they need to comprehend the rules of nature in order to continue to become stronger. Hearing that such a miraculous sculpture appeared, one whale and one snake couldn't sit still immediately. What's the name of that master? Hurry up and invite him over. The legendary whale Wang Li engraved the order. My lord, his identity is very mysterious. We only know that he is not only a master of sculpture, but also a master of potions. Listening to the report of his subordinates, the two beasts were stunned. They also immediately guessed who this legendary master was. With a sudden rise recently and a mysterious identity, there is only one possibility. That is the mysterious potion master they were discussing just now, Ming. Unexpectedly, in addition to his extraordinary achievements in potions, Master Ming also has such a strong foundation in sculpture. The expressions of the two beasts, who had shown some disdain for Potion Master Ming just now, immediately became serious. This Master Ming needs attention. Even if you can't find him, make sure you have a good relationship with him. The two of you said one sentence to another, and finally the Whale King added, Of course, don't be too humble. We are powerful long-lived species after all, we can't kneel and lick humans too much, it's demeanor. Yes, the herald listened to the order and immediately opened the career panel, ready to speak on behalf of the Whale King. As orcs, they use the career panel, which is not as convenient as humans. Every time they use it, they need to apply for an account with Gaia Will. Therefore, like Whale King and Snake King, they will not use the career panel without any problems, and their heralds will help them get everything done. Opening the career panel, the herald just wanted to do something. Suddenly, he seemed to see something, and his body froze. Don't move. What's wrong? Whale King asked impatiently. Grown-ups, the herald said in a shy voice, come and take a look, something serious has happened. What's the big deal? Whale King frowned, and sent a request to Gaia's will with his consciousness. Soon, the career panel unfolded in front of him. Looking at the text in the world announcement that jumped out above, the calm whale Wang Meng froze. Card wipe. Because his hands were too strong, he directly crushed the wine glass in his hand. "What's the matter?" The Snake King at the side also noticed something was wrong and asked quickly. Whale King was operating something on the career panel, while trying to be indifferent. "It's nothing." "Really? Nothing? There must be something wrong with you, kid." Snake King also sensed something was wrong at this time, and immediately applied for a career panel. Soon, the career panel unfolded. When he saw the above few lines, the Snake Wang Meng's eyes widened. He couldn't believe it. Holy thing! Time Star Necklace. It can shorten the growth time of pet beasts by 50 times. For a while, the Snake King, a cold-blooded animal, also felt the feeling of warm blood for the first time. Don't look at the pride of the king whale and the Snake King, who has one long-lived species per bite, but they know very well in their hearts that long-lived species like them actually have many limitations. The biggest one is their growth time. They have no way to grow monsters to increase experience and upgrade quickly like humans, but can only wait until adulthood arrives. And this class is a full 500 or 600 years, or even thousands of years. And such a long time is enough for human beings to produce several saint-level powerhouses. If a long-lived species and a human grow up at the same time, there are only two possible endings. Or when the longevity species reaches adulthood, human beings have already become bones in the tomb. Or, that human being has become a powerhouse at the level of a saint. Even if the longevity species has grown up, it is not his opponent. It is precisely because of this that the protagonists of this era are human beings. They keep talking about the dignity of the longevity species, but in their hearts they are very envious of the short development and rapid growth of human beings. And what he saw now, a sacred object that can shorten the growth time of pet beasts to 50 times. What does this mean? Even if a real dragon has a growth period of 1,000 years, under the effect of this necklace, it can become an adult at the age of 20, just like a human being. At this moment, Snake King also saw a new world broadcast. The Demon Whale Clan is willing to pay any price to befriend this master of relics. Close black lens bracket. And I am willing to exchange the friendship and the most precious thing of the whole family for this necklace. Close black lens bracket. It turned out that just now, the Whale King was broadcasting the world broadcast without telling the Snake King, and made friends with the mysterious master of sacred objects. The Snake King's 7 orifices were smoking, and while operating, he scolded the opposite Whale King. "The surname is Jing, we have known each other for so many years, and you are cheating on me." The Whale King chuckled. "I can't blame this, after all, the necklace is too precious, and there is only one." Snake King ignored him and took the time to send the world broadcast. He knew very well that before long, all the longevity races in this world who are troubled by the growing time will be crazy about this necklace. Sure enough, almost the second after he finished sending, the number of broadcasts in the world began to explode like a flood. The world broadcasts were overwhelming, and for a while, it was even more lively than the world chat channel. And these world broadcasts, undoubtedly, all come from the major longevity ethnic groups. The Phoenix family, the Devil Crocodile family, the Unicorn family. Even the always proud Real Dragon family made an exception and sent a world broadcast, inviting the mysterious master of sacred objects to Long Island as a guest. In the world chat channel, I watched the names of a group of legendary longevity races appear on the world broadcast. There are even some low-level professionals who have never even heard of it. This Time Star Necklace, is it really that magical? Also, what exactly is the sacred object? A group of low-level professionals have learned a lot today, and a series of brand new terms, races and occupations dazzle them. It feels like they themselves are a fake professional. Seeing that there are still so many ignorant professionals in the world, some people who are good teachers immediately became interested. Someone immediately explained. The so-called holy objects are sacred objects above ordinary weapons and magic weapons. Each holy object has a unique passive ability. As for why this star necklace is so popular, hey, I advise you to check it out. Let's talk about how many years it takes for the cubs of these longevity races to grow to adults. After the explanations of the above-mentioned people, those who were still a little puzzled immediately realized the horror of this Time Star Necklace. Although these legendary creatures are not like dragons, they need an absolutely long age of thousands or even 10,000 years to reach adulthood. But also as legendary creatures, the shorter the growth cycle, the stronger the power they can improve, and the more potential they can release. If they can get the blessing of the Time Star Necklace, they can shorten their growth cycle dozens of times. In that case, they can even surpass their own racial restrictions and evolve to a higher level. This is the importance of the Time Star Necklace. Tianya Wuzong always welcomes the arrival of the master of the sacred object. If the master intends to sell the necklace, please also consider us. Close black lens bracket. Another world broadcast. Only this time, it is not the longevity species that broadcast the world broadcast, but a human being. The leader of Tianya Wuzong, a legendary powerhouse, Tianya Legend. The legendary powerhouse finally made an official appearance, and expressed his welcome and invitation to Master Ming. Originally, the Time Star Necklace was indeed a very powerful holy object. However, the function of this sacred object is doomed, and it is of little significance to the vast majority of professionals. But seeing a group of long-lived species robbing frantically, the legends of a group of people had no choice but to stand up. They must represent the human race and express their appreciation for the work of this sacred master. Otherwise, the master misunderstood that these human legends had problems with him. What should we do? In addition, there is another concern. That is, since this master can make such a powerful holy object as the Time Star Necklace, he can definitely make other terrifying holy objects. In short, it is absolutely right to establish a good relationship in advance. Represented by the legend of Tianya, soon, human legends appeared one after another in the world broadcast. Every one of them is like thunder, famous. They all welcomed the master who made the sacred object very solemnly and humbly, hoping to share with the master. Everyone watched this scene in shock. Even though they already had a full understanding of the status of the master of the holy object at this time, they still couldn't help being a little dumbfounded when they saw how respectful and even humble the attitude of these legendary powerhouses was towards the master of the holy object. They couldn't help but look forward to it. This time, the powerhouse who invited the relic master was obviously an order of magnitude higher. Will the master forcefully respond? But unfortunately, they were disappointed again. Master Shengwu said that he was cold and dismissive. But in reality, in the eyes of everyone, Master Ming was aloof and even withdrawn, looking at the various invitations on the screen, feeling a little worried. Why is this thing getting bigger and bigger? He didn't dare to argue with the king-level saint level, for fear that the other party would see the clues and arrest him and go back to being a cow. Needless to say about this legend, Lin Ming ignored it. As for wanting this Time Star Necklace, HMPH, don't even think about it. This is for his golden horn. With a snort, Lin Ming directly put the necklace around Jin Zhao's neck. In an instant, a ray of light that seemed to come from the stars flowed through Jin Zhao's body instantly, and it quickly merged into it. This abnormality frightened Jin Zhao. He looked left and east, but he didn't notice anything unusual about himself, so he lay down lazily again. Lin Ming looked at Jin Zhao with a smile on his face. Because he knew that the star necklace had already begun to work. In the short term, it is naturally invisible. But as long as the golden horn starts to grow, the power of the Time Star Necklace will completely explode. Under the effect of the Time Star Necklace, the golden horn will grow at 50 times the growth cycle of a normal dragon. That is to say, 1,000 years is the adulthood of the Dragon Clan, and Jin Zhao will complete the adulthood of the Dragon Clan in 20 years. At the same time, with the talent of mutation and returning to the ancestors, under Lin Ming's training, when it becomes an adult, Golden Horn will return to its ancestors and become a real dragon, evolving into a real giant dragon. At that time, Lin Ming will also become a powerful dragon trainer because of the Golden Horn of the real dragon. Thinking of the bright future, Lin Ming smiles. This future will not be long, only 20 years. Hey, wait, 20 years. This is too long. In other words, when I was in my 30s, Jin Zhao could grow into a real dragon. Lin Ming, who was in the midst of blessings but didn't know how to be blessed, became distressed again. 20 years is still too long. He only seizes the day and night. We must wait to find a way to increase the growth rate of Jin Zhao. Just as Lin Ming was thinking hard, the storm on the World Channel has not stopped, and even reached a new climax. Because a discerning person carefully checked the announcement sent by Gaia's and noticed a blind spot. Hey, have you noticed that when Gaia will sent out the announcement just now, what was the name of the producer of this sacred object? It seems to be called Ming. Master Ming's Ming. Could it be the same person again? Impossible. How can a person have such high achievements in so many fields? Fake. It must be fake. Some are close to breaking down. In terms of potions, it can be used to make Daigo potions, and in terms of sculpture, a piece of sculpture can make a saint-level powerhouse go crazy. Originally thought that this was enough to defy the sky, but before everyone digested the heavyweight news, the mysterious Master Ming gave them another big blow. He can also make relics, an extremely rare relic master. If it is just an ordinary holy object, everyone can still accept it. However, the first sacred object he made was legendary. A sacred object that can cause a crowd of immortals to go crazy. Is that human being? But everyone has to admit it. Because just before this legendary sacred object was born, Master Ming's brief appearance was for a treasure called the Feather of Time. Feather of Time, Time Star Necklace. Between the two, if you say it doesn't matter, who will believe it? For a time, this conjecture became more and more familiar, and some people began to collect various evidences to prove it. First of all, there are not many people named Ming. Then the master called Ming popped up one after another in the past 2 days. What are the chances that this is not the same person? Furthermore, this Master Ming has already had the precedent of dual titles of Potion Master and Sculpture Master. What's wrong with another Relic Master? Isn't this a very scientific and reasonable thing? After everyone's reasoning, a consensus was soon reached. Ming, the Relic Master, was the former Potion Master and Sculptor Ming. For a moment, facing the simple and common name of Ming, everyone felt like they were looking up from a high mountain. Although I don't know the appearance and identity of this Master Ming. However, the things he is doing now are enough to make him the most shining star in this era, and he is admired by thousands of people. In reality, Lin Ming completely ignored the news. He has only one goal now, and that is to let Jin Zhao grow up quickly. As a beast tamer, his level is always level 1, and there is no need to upgrade to fight monsters. After making the Time Star Necklace, Lin Ming lived a leisurely and regular life. Get up in the morning, wash your face and brush your teeth, wake up Jin Zhao, exercise with Jin Zhao, and prepare breakfast for yourself and Jin Zhao. At noon, prepare lunch for the Golden Horn and yourself. In the afternoon, prepare dinner for the Golden Horn and yourself. Regular and busy. It stands to reason that, as a chef and nutrition master, cooking a beast is nothing more than a trivial matter. But no matter what, the Golden Horn is really delicious. For breakfast, there are hundreds of caddies of raw beef, plus various minerals to supplement trace elements. Lunch, as well, but with extra bright gold stones. Bright gold stone can effectively increase the hardness and defense of Golden Horn scales. For dinner, I finally didn't have to eat raw beef, but changed it to 100 Jin Griffin, or 2-headed lizard, 6-armed groundworm meat, plus a little mithril. These 3 kinds of monsters all have a small amount of dragon blood in their bodies, which can increase the concentration of real dragon blood in Jin Zhao's body. Mithril has good magic resistance and is used to enhance the magic defense of Golden Horn. 3 meals a day, adding up, Jin Zhao has to eat nearly 10 million star coins. This is not counting Lin Ming's extra meals and various supplements. If it wasn't for the small fortune he made in the World Fishing Grounds, Lin Ming really wouldn't be able to support the Golden Horn. In fact, Golden Horn eats at least 3 times more than normal dragons of this age. This is naturally due to the effect of the Time Star Necklace. The growth rate of the Golden Horn has increased rapidly, and correspondingly, the nutrients that need to be consumed every day have also greatly increased. But hard work pays off. Under the comprehensive care of Lin Ming Dasabi, Golden Horn has grown rapidly. In just 10 days, he has grown from a small dragon with long forearms who can lie on Lin Ming's body, to a mighty giant 2 meters long with golden scales all over his body. Correspondingly, the various attributes he can feed back to Lin Ming are getting stronger and stronger. But even so, Lin Ming was exhausted from cooking so many ingredients every day. Finally, one day, Lin Ming looked at the kitchen knife in his hand, and then at Jin Zhao, who was bored and lying in the living room watching TV, and an idea suddenly came to his mind. Again, the closer a dragon is to a real dragon, the more intelligent it is, not a beast. The same goes for the Golden Horn. Under Lin Ming's feeding, his intelligence has also improved rapidly. It's just that social experience can't keep up with brain development, so Lin Ming forced him to watch TV for a while every day, so as to have a basic understanding of the world. Who knows, after seeing it, Jin Zhao became addicted, and stayed in the living room to watch TV every day. Looking at Jin Zhao, and then at himself, Lin Ming suddenly had the illusion of raising a dandy son who didn't live up to expectations and didn't know how to share the worries of his old mother. Absolutely not like this. Lin Ming narrowed his eyes, and under Jin Zhao's blank gaze, he slowly approached him with a kitchen knife. Finally, under Jin Zhao's bewildered gaze, he raised one of his forelimbs and stuffed the kitchen knife into Jin Zhao's 4 scaly fingers. Lin Ming patted Jin Zhao's head with a smile, and said, "Jin Zhao, you have grown up too, and you have to learn how to cook for yourself, right? Think about it, do you always feel that Dad and I don't cook well? In this way, today I will hand over the power of the family to you. What do you want to eat? Just use the ingredients outside, how about making it yourself?" During Lin Ming's flickering, Jin Zhao gradually became excited. He straightened up all of a sudden, screamed twice confidently, picked up the kitchen knife, and ran towards the kitchen in a hurry. That figure is full of confidence. To say that the Dragon Clan is the Dragon Clan. After 1 or 2 more failures, Jin Zhao quickly mastered his own cooking methods. In fact, this is not difficult at all. After all, Lin Ming has already given the ratio before. Then he became very interested in cooking, and even started to take over and cook for Lin Ming. And do it in style. Soon, Lin Ming's life routine changed. In the morning, I was woken up by Golden Horn, washed my face, brushed my teeth, and ate. Have lunch. In the evening, eat. This is the life a master like me should have. Lin Ming was extremely proud. If it wasn't for Jin Zhao's special status and his inability to show himself in front of outsiders, Lin Ming already wanted to hand over the final purchasing power to Jin Zhao. Someone, oh no, it feels so cool to have the feeling of being served by a dragon. On this day, Jin Zhao was busy in the kitchen. He had learned a new recipe and was trying it out with great interest. Lin Ming was slumped on the sofa, watching TV, and opened the career panel from time to time to take a look. Suddenly, a communication came over. Seeing the person's name on the communication screen, Lin Ming was taken aback for a moment, then the corners of his mouth turned up, and a warm look appeared in his eyes. It turned out to be senior sister Yang Min'er. Speaking of Yang Min'er, she and Lin Ming have known each other for a long time. The two have been neighbors since they were young and have a close relationship, which is still the case today. However, unlike Lin Ming, who is a dragon trainer, Yang Min'er is a real academic master with extraordinary talent. She is the same age as Lin Ming, and she is already a senior professional at level 30, level 3. Among his peers, this result is considered outstanding. It's just that Lin Ming later stopped contacting Yang Min'er because of his low self-esteem. Even when she took the initiative to call, she would not answer. "Sister Man, what's the matter? Why are you in the mood to call me today?" "Xiao Ming, it seems that you are in a good mood." The pretty female voice on the other end of the phone rang, full of surprises. "Sorry, I was in a bad mood before, which made Sister Man worry." "It's fine." Hearing that Lin Ming had regained his cheerfulness, Yang Man's tone became visibly happier. "Sister Man, what's the matter? If you're trying to help me buy sub-dragon eggs again, then forget it." There was a little helplessness in Lin Ming's voice. Yang Man treats Lin Ming completely pampered. She knows how difficult it will be for Lin Ming's professional dragon trainer in the future, and she doesn't want Lin Ming to spend the life of an ordinary person like this. For this reason, she made up her mind early on to buy a sub-dragon egg for Lin Ming. If it's just talking, that's all. But Yang Man really took this matter to heart. From Lin Ming's point of view, with Yang Min'er's current ability and growth level, they might have the opportunity to save enough money to afford a sub-dragon egg when they are in their 40s or 50s. However, this premise is that Yang Min'er's career path can continue to grow, at least on the premise that she can reach the 6th level. Yang Man obviously knows this too. Over the years, she has made such rapid progress, except for her own strong talent. Also, in order to raise money as soon as possible, he always haunts various dangerous areas and fights with polluted monsters. In this way, she was able to earn 3 or 4 times more than a professional of the same level. It is also because of this that she often walks on the edge of danger. Although the danger was saved this time, it is clear that good luck will not take care of her forever. If this continues, one day in the future, something will happen to her. The reason why the predecessor has not contacted Young Man is also due to this aspect. He didn't want Young Man to have an accident because of himself. Now that Lin Ming has obtained the sub-dragon egg and has successfully become a dragon trainer, Young Man can't let Young Man continue to take risks. After hearing Lin Ming's words, Young Man gave an awkward laugh and said, "It's okay, I just came back from an adventure in the wild, and I want to meet you. I have something good to show you." "I see." After hanging up the phone, Lin Ming shook his head. Sure enough, Sister Yang did not give up on that idea, and was still working hard to raise money to buy herself a dragon egg. Sister Man, it was too much to sacrifice for him. No matter what happens today, we must speak clearly. And now, although his strength is still not good, he is already well known in the world, and the legendary master knows it. With his current earning speed, it is absolutely possible for Sister Yang to live a good life. Golden Horn, let's go. Lin Ming stretched out his hand, and the pet beast space opened, and the golden horn was put in. This beast space was opened after officially becoming a dragon trainer, allowing the dragon trainer to carry his own beast with him. Other similar summoning professions also have this kind of beast space, but it is certainly not as big as Lin Ming's. Lin Ming's beast space, once opened, has reached a staggering 1,000 levels. In the future, with the growth of Golden Horn, it will become bigger and bigger. Soon, according to the address provided by Young Man, in front of a high-end club, Lin Ming finally met Young Man. She is still the same as before, tall and slender, with a pretty face, a high ponytail hanging down to her waist, and she looks dashing and heroic. The upper body is a t-shirt, and the lower body is tight jeans, which outline the straight and slender lines of the legs. There is no doubt that she is a big beauty. Although she doesn't wear much makeup, nor does she have too many gorgeous dresses, she is so simple that passers-by can't move their eyes. Sister Man. Lin Ming smiled slightly, with nostalgia in his eyes, and stepped forward to greet her. Xiao Ming. Seeing Lin Ming, Young Man happily walked over and gave him a big hug without any surprise. Immediately afterwards, she took Lin Ming's hand and walked towards the high-end club. "Come on, let's eat." Looking at the luxuriously decorated clubhouse in front of him, Lin Ming was a little surprised. Young Man has always lived a very simple life, why did he suddenly change his mind today? Sister Man, you probably picked up something good in the wild again. Lin Ming asked curiously. His sister Man has a very unique talent, that is good luck. Since she was a child, she has always picked up money inexplicably, and the number of times she has won the lottery is countless. In their area, Young Man is well known as a koi. And after adulthood, not only did this talent not disappear, but it tended to increase. Every time I go to the wild, I can always meet some opportunities and make a small fortune, sometimes it is rare herbs, sometimes it is strange ores. According to her luck, it is reasonable to pick up some precious things in the wild this time. Xiao Ming still understands me. Sure enough, Lin Ming guessed right. However, Young Man didn't immediately solve the mystery. Eat first, and I'll tell you after eating. After a full meal, the two didn't stay long, left the clubhouse and began to stroll on the street. At this time, Young Man proudly told the truth. It turned out that when she was adventuring in the wild, she suddenly encountered a wave of monsters. The so-called wave of monsters is the restlessness caused by the gathering of monsters for various reasons. Encountering the tide of warcraft in the wild is both a crisis and an opportunity. Because as long as they survived smoothly, the materials collected from those frantically fleeing monsters alone would be a lot of money. And Young Man was undoubtedly the lucky one. She not only survived smoothly, searching for materials, but also coincidentally, a dying monster ran to her side in a panic, and then fell down panting. With almost no effort, Young Man killed the monster and harvested its materials. Not only that, but she also found a treasure on this monster. Elemental gems. The reason why Young Man was able to be so generous was because she sold that elemental gemstone and got tens of millions of star coins. I'm so excited, it's tens of millions. Now, we are one step closer to buying a dragon egg for you. It's no wonder I've been entangled with those people for so long. Listening to Yang Manman's words, Lin Ming's eyes were touched. With money, the first thing she thought of was herself. Just when he was about to tell Yang Manman the truth about himself and ask what happened to the group of people who were entangled with her. Surrounded by several strong men, a young professional who looked like stars surrounded the moon suddenly walked towards the two of them angrily. At the same time, the strong men around him also separated tacitly, blocking the way of the two of Yang Manman. Seeing the person coming, Yang Manman became nervous for a while, and immediately stepped forward to protect Lin Ming behind him. What do you want to do? Yang Manman, I finally found you. The young man said angrily, return my elemental gems. Lin Ming was taken aback when he heard the words, and looked up at Yang Manman. Obviously, the process of obtaining that elemental gem is not as simple as what Yang Manman said. Come on this. Yang Manman yelled guardedly, and immediately explained to Lin Ming behind him in a low voice, they are the ones I mentioned who haunt me. I happened to be seen by them when I got the elemental gem. They insisted that it was their prey and asked me to return it. I'm not stupid, and I definitely wouldn't return it to them. That's why I got entangled all the way here. I didn't expect that this group of people would be so arrogant when they arrived in the city. The young man on the opposite side also shouted in a deep voice, I, Zhou Li, led a team to track down and kill that sixth-order monster for several months. I managed to kill it, but you took the lead. Either hand over the elemental gems today, or pay the money, otherwise, As soon as these words came out, Lin Ming was overjoyed. This is clearly a desire to see money. There are not so many rules in the wild, and it belongs to whoever has it. If you have the ability to snatch it away, it's easy to say, but if you don't have the ability to get it back, you can only consider yourself unlucky. The rules have always been like this, even Lin Ming, who doesn't go to the wild very much, knows it. He doesn't believe that the young man in front of him, Zhou Li, doesn't understand it. This is clearly bullying Yang Manman who has no background and deliberately making things difficult. Yang Manman had never experienced such a thing before. He knew that the other person would argue with force, but he couldn't refute without words, and stomped his feet angrily. Do you have any proof for saying that? At this time, Lin Ming's voice sounded. Why, is there any special mark on the elemental gem and the monster? How do you prove it's yours? While speaking, Lin Ming grabbed Yang Manman's hand and pulled her behind him. And he himself stood in front of Yang Manman, facing the arrogant young man. Xiao Ming. Yang Manman was taken aback, trying to stop Lin Ming's move. In her heart, Lin Ming is just an ordinary person, how can he face the sharpness of a professional? Sister Manman, leave it to me. But Lin Ming smiled confidently, making Yang Manman stop. She stared blankly at Lin Ming, and finally realized that Xiao Ming had really grown up after not seeing him for a while. There is also a calm and unhurried aura on his body. Yang Manman took a deep breath, and let Xiao Ming play. Big deal in the end, she took care of Xiao Ming. Hearing Lin Ming's words, Zhou Li's confident smile froze suddenly, his face turned slightly cold, and he said, I care so much about you, whether you will give it or not. Oh, so you don't have any proof that it's yours, do you? Why, I can't say enough, do you want to grab it? Lin Ming narrowed his eyes slightly, revealing a hint of danger. Even if I rob it by force, what can you do? Zhou Li's voice gradually sank, and his eyes gradually became fierce. Obviously, he had made up his mind. Don't think that you will have no problems in the safe zone of Gaia's consciousness shelter. My lord, I have nothing else but a lot of money. To deal with the two of you, you can just find someone to serve your sentence. I want you to understand that some people cannot be offended. Following Zhou Li's words, the younger brothers beside him also slowly surrounded him. His own aura gradually skyrocketed, and the coercion enveloped the audience. Xiao Ming, back off. Yang Manman gradually became nervous. She discovered that the young man on the opposite side was a professional at the peak of the fifth order. And the younger brothers around him are mostly in the third or fourth rank. It's no wonder that Zhou Li is so arrogant. With his power, he can definitely be regarded as a tyrant in this main city. Just like what he said, under the pressure of absolute strength and power, Zhou Li can easily clean them up without paying any price. Peak of the fifth step. Lin Ming narrowed his eyes slightly and whispered in his heart. Less than half a month has passed since the golden horn hatched. I don't know if the current him can fight Jolie in front of him. Even if you can't beat it, it doesn't matter. Looking at the silver coins and phoenix feathers in the inventory, Lin Ming was convinced. That silver coin was obtained from a fishing friend who was known to be a strong professional at a glance. The feather of the phoenix is a gift from the Phoenix Princess. Once something cannot be done, just take out one of the two, and he can let the Jolie in front of him taste what it means to not be able to survive or not to be able to die. However, there is also a disadvantage to doing so. That is to expose one's identity to the Phoenix clan, or the 7 city lords. This is bound to disrupt Lin Ming's wretched development. Don't waste his time. Just when Lin Ming was about to summon Golden Horn to fight Jolie and others, suddenly, a flame fell from the sky. The raging flames distorted the surrounding space. This frightening power immediately attracted everyone's attention. Under everyone's watchful eyes, the flames gradually dissipated, and a tall and hot red-haired woman in a strong outfit appeared in front of everyone. Seeing the appearance of this hot girl, Lin Ming, Yang Manman, and Yang Manman hadn't reacted yet, but Jolie's face changed drastically in an instant. He clearly knew the girl in front of him, and there was a trace of awe and fear in his eyes, and he was also suspicious in his heart. What is she doing here all of a sudden? The woman looked around, but her eyes did not stay on Jolie at all, as if she only regarded him as a dead thing. Finally, her eyes focused on Lin Ming, and a bright smile gradually appeared on her face. That smile was 3 points hotter than her red hair. Hi, long time no see, how are you doing recently? Under everyone's astonished gaze, the girl walked towards Lin Ming and put her arms around his neck, looking very familiar. Yang Manman was behind Lin Ming, his eyes gradually lost. Although she didn't know the origin of this young girl, she could deduce from the power of the scene and the expressions of Jolie and others that this person was definitely of extraordinary status. But such a mysterious girl showed quite acquaintance with Lin Ming. This made Yang Manman, who knew Lin Ming very well, confused for a while. Is this still the Lin Ming she knew? What happened to him during this time? Lin Ming was also stunned, and even wanted to say, "Miss, who are you?" on the spot. But he could also tell that the girl was obviously here to make a rescue, and there was no malice, so he naturally bowed his head in response. Seeing that he agreed, the smile on the girl's face became brighter. She turned her head to look at Jolie, her tone gradually turned cold. Why, by the way you look, do you want to attack my dear friend, Jolie? Your friend. Hearing these 2 words, Jolie's expression changed instantly. Jolie was dumbfounded. He couldn't imagine how this ordinary-looking low-level professional in front of him could become this girl's dear friend. In their identities, it is already very unbelievable to know this young girl. And this girl even called Lin Ming her dear friend. Where did the word, expensive, come from? But seeing the girl's eyes becoming sharper, and the air around her began to twist again, Jolie didn't dare to think too much, and quickly replied respectfully. Misunderstandings are all misunderstandings. How dare we disturb Miss Reina's dear friend? Reina. Hearing the girl's name, Yang Manman immediately covered her mouth excitedly. She had already guessed the girl's identity. The daughter of the Saint-level powerhouse Zhan Shengliming, who has just entered the sanctuary. In this main city, the daughter of a Saint-level powerhouse is already a big shot in the sky. What's more, even if her father is not counted, Lena herself is a well-deserved son of heaven. Currently only 22 years old, he is already a professional who is close to the 7th level, and has a bright future, at least a king-level powerhouse, and even has the potential to hit the sanctuary. Yang Manman is already a genius in the eyes of everyone. But this genius is only compared with ordinary people. Compared with a true favored child like Lena, there is still a huge difference. She widened her eyes, looked at Lin Ming, then at Lena, and couldn't figure it out. Why did Xiao Ming know such a big man? I'm really sorry, Mr. Lin, we made a mistake, and please forgive us. Jolie no longer had the arrogant and domineering appearance before. He spoke in a low voice, and raised his head to look at Lena cautiously. What are you looking at me for? Lena snorted. It's my dear friend that you offended. You have to satisfy him before I can let you go, understand? Ming, I understand, please forgive Mr. Lin. Watching the antics of the people in front of him, Lin Ming touched his chin, and a smile of interest suddenly appeared on the corner of his mouth. Then let me ask you, is your name engraved on that elemental gemstone? No, no. Zhou Li's face froze, he swallowed his saliva, and replied in embarrassment. Whose gemstone is it? Yes, it's Yang Manman. No, it's Miss Yang's. Hearing Zhou Li's answer, Lin Ming nodded in satisfaction, and asked again, since you clearly know that this jewel belongs to my sister Manman, does your behavior count as deliberate blackmail or robbery? This, foreign, or not, forget it, forget it. Hearing Lin Ming's tone gradually increased, Zhou Li was taken aback and quickly replied. In this case, as the blackmailing party, shouldn't you offer some compensation? At this time, Zhou Li already knew that this matter could not be done well, and said with a mournful face, yes, yes. I'm not a devil after all, so how about it? As far as the price of that elemental gemstone is concerned, you should compensate us at the original price. What did you say? Zhou Li went numb for a moment. Do you know how expensive that elemental gemstone is? If it wasn't because it was so valuable, why would I pursue it thousands of miles away? As a result, he didn't get the gem, so he had to pay such a huge sum of money. But as soon as he raised his head, Zhou Li's anger dissipated under Lei Na's gaze, and he withered immediately. I see. In the end, after paying Yang Manman a huge sum of 12 million star coins, Zhou Li and his party left in despair. The back is extremely embarrassed. Yang Manman saw a huge sum of 10 million yuan suddenly added to his account, his mouth was wide open, and his face was full of disbelief. All this happened so fast, her little brain still couldn't react. Sister Manman, you wait here for a while, I'll have a few words with Miss Reina. Lin Ming greeted her, then pulled Lei Na into the empty alley. In the alley, Lin Ming turned around slowly and looked at Lei Na with an indifferent expression and deep eyes. At this time, he has subconsciously picked up Master Ming's demeanor, and his breath is indifferent. It was Lei Ming who asked you to come to me. In front of outsiders just now, Lei Na, who was so invincible as a princess, now has a respectful face. But her face was flushed with excitement. Hearing what the boy in front of her said, she already understood that she had found the right person. The person in front of him should be Master Ming's apprentice or descendant. If not, how could there be such momentum? In fact, when Lei Na came out this time, she was originally ordered by her father to look for the boy who sold him the stone sculpture. He used a certain secret method to visualize Lin Ming's face and sent it to everyone so that they could find out who he was. Originally, Lei Na did not report any high expectations. After all, if it was really that easy to find someone, then Master Ming wouldn't be so mysterious, he would have been hiding for so long, until now he popped out. But what she never expected was that she was just walking on the street, and with a casual glance, she saw two people surrounded by Zhou Li. What I saw at the same time was Lin Ming's familiar yet unfamiliar face. In an instant, Lei Na was struck by lightning. She couldn't believe that she was really so lucky. It is also possible that the young man in front of him is just a bit similar to that high disciple of Mingshan. But no matter what, she had to give it a try and make friends with this boy. And now, things really went in the luckiest direction. This young man was really the one he was looking for. Lena excitedly said, Father bought 9 of your stone sculptures at a low price of 45 million, and I have always been very sorry. I hope I can find you and make compensation. Compensation will be waived. Lin Ming shook his head and said, the stone carvings were sold at a clearly marked price back then. There is no one who loses and who gains, and I will not demand compensation from him. But, immediately afterwards, he changed the subject and said, this time, thank you for helping me out, otherwise, the matter may come to an end that cannot be easily resolved. Lena swallowed her breath, and from what she said just now, she clearly heard a faint killing intent. If I hadn't acted at the beginning, I'm afraid that Zhou Li and the others' fate would only be worse than they are now. Feeling himself saved Zhou Li and the others. So, in return, if you have any troubles in the future, I can help you once. Of course, within my ability. I see, thank you sir. Hearing Lin Ming's words, Lei Na was extremely excited. You must know that the person in front of him is one of the few people who can contact Myojin in reality, except for the consciousness of Gaia. Obtaining his promise is, to a certain extent, equivalent to obtaining Myojin's promise. This is something that even countless legendary powerhouses dream of. This time, make a big profit. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.